What's going on, everybody? This is Gabriel, the ProActivator. Today, I want to bring you off script. I want to bring you a message about drifting. You see, my friends, we all drift. It happens. But as long as we are able to have rules in our lives that we can detect when the drift is happening, and we don't go off for too long, we can bring it back, then we're going to continue progressing. If we do not have those rules, and we have not been able to become aware of what our downfalls are, then we will repeat history, my friends. We will repeat history. You have to be aware when you're drifting. Or have people in your life to tap you in the shoulder and say, hey, I see a pattern here. You seem to be drifting. You need to evaluate yourself. We have to be that for ourselves too. We have to be that for other people. We have to always be in the lookout. But if we are too engaged in distractions, we won't know the difference if we're drifting or not, because we're in too deep already. Years can pass by and you won't know the difference until life is the one who has to tap you in the shoulder and say, hey, where you been? You lost sight of what you were trying to do years ago. Now you're deeper. You're deeper into debt. Your relationship has worsened. You are not really going anywhere. Now, we can refocus. We can get our life back on track and hopefully learn from the drift. But as you will find in the book, once you hopefully read it, Unleash the ProActivator, I have my fair share of drifting in my life. And I want to bring it to you so that hopefully somebody out there does not have to go through the same thing. If somebody can read this information, capture it, understand it, identify the rules that they need to apply in their lives, they will be able to not avoid the drift, but avoid the drifting of long term. We could drift short term, but then we identify it and we get back to what we need to be doing, even stronger. Because our bodies, our flesh, is always going to want to desire the opposite. I once heard or read on a book that an airplane, as soon as it takes off, before it gets to its final destination, it needs to be rerouted thousands of times. Little shifts, until it gets to its destination. It's always in constant shifting until it gets to its destination. And we are the same way. We need to be guided. We need to guide ourselves. But sometimes what happens to many of us, not even sometimes, most of the time, what happens to many of us is that we allow life to just take us wherever the wind blows. We listen to different voices from parents, from teachers, from friends, from influencers, and we allow ourselves to build our lives based on the information that we're gathering, thinking, oh, that's how they're doing it, let me do this way. Oh, that's how they're doing it, let me do it that way. You know what? This is a little too hard. Let me just do it this way. It's easier. And we just go along with the voices in our lives that we've heard since we were children. And we grow up with a scripting that we probably would have chosen for ourselves. But here we are, looking at our lives, whether it's in our 20s, in our 30s, 40s, or 50s, and we see the trajectory of our lives and we're like, wow, this is not where I really wanted to be. First of all, that's a good place to be. That means you're evaluating yourself. That means you're paying attention now. Something happened in your life. That's the sad part. Something had to happen for you to get there, to that thought process. Life had to give you a nudge. And it's not nice when life needs to give us a nudge, but at least it wakes us up. Then we start evaluating our philosophy. The philosophy that we have been scripted with since we were little. How do we change philosophies? Well, the philosophies that you want to acquire in your lives come from true principles and real values. Principles that will script you in a way that will lift your life up and guide you in the right direction. Principles are like streets, stop signs, traffic lights, rules, direction. If you follow this, stop here, let the other car pass by, and then go. Green light, go. Red light means stop. Yellow light, it's a warning, stop. You see, if we follow the principles, then we can head into a direction that is going to give us better results. Now, how does that look like? Well, let's talk about it in real life. The principle of following a financial budget. Well, if you follow that principle, if you do a budget, if you follow it, budget doesn't mean restrictions. It means guardrails. It means following how much you're going to spend in each item that you said that you were going to spend. Principles like whenever I get $100, I set aside for expenses, set aside for saving, set aside for giving, set aside for investment. Regardless of how much you make, if you follow that principle, the results are going to be results that you are going to like and enjoy. Let's go with relationships. When you invest in relationships, rather than thinking about yourself, but you invest, you know what, instead of doing this for me, I'm going to do this with him, with her, with my son, with my daughter, with my mom. And I'm going to invest time. I'm going to do something for them. And you continue doing that, the results, I believe that you're gonna like. You're going to follow that principle that is going to put you in a situation that you are going to enjoy the fact that you invested in that relationship or on those relationships. Let's go with fitness. Fitness and health. If you invest time, we're going back to time, and effort into exercising your body, into doing something on a daily basis, taking the appropriate rest, eating the foods that are going to nurture your body, the result of following those principles, those guidelines, those rules, I can assure you that you are going to enjoy. Let's talk about faith. If you invest time in your faith, if you read the word, which will reinforce the principles that you are following, if you pray, if you congregate with other people around you that believe what you believe, if you worship, if you seek and you obey, the results that you're going to see in your life, I can assure you that you're going to like. Let's talk about focus. Because focus requires you to really pay attention to where your time is being spent. It's where you manage those areas that we just talked about. Is where you eradicate any distractions that get in your way. Distractions that do not serve you. And instead, you replace those distractions with what we're talking about here. Everything that we just talked about are quadrant 2 activities. We go back to the quadrant of time management, which is the focus quadrant. Focus is eradicating distractions so that you can do the quadrant 2 activities that we just talked about. Managing your time. All those things that we just said. Doing a budget, exercising, working on your relationships, focus, faith, they all require time. The more time you spend on them, the better results you're going to get out of it. A lot of people are wasting their time. They're throwing it away in distractions, entertainments that do not serve them. They're listening to the wrong voices that are not really edifying them. Now, if you think about it, all that requires effort. It requires somebody to be focused in really wanting to get their lives back together, away from drifting. Now, you could drift in any of one area, but if you have rules to catch you, then you get back on track. Drifting is normal. The airplane will not get to the destination on its own. It needs constant rerouting, redirection, constant. In your life, you're going to need constant redirection all the time. So set your rules, your guidelines, and follow them every single day. I'll give you some of my rules. I get up at 4 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday. I read, working on my mindset. I read the Bible. I listen to a devotional, working on my faith. That's time. That's the time that I spend there. I go to the gym at 5 and I work on my health, on my fitness. I work out, hit the weights. I also work out at 7 and I do another workout. That one's gears is more for a cardio with CrossFit. And I work on my fitness. I work on my prayer. I have a prayer time on my way to work, and that's my time alone with the Lord, and I pray. Again, I take time on my way to work, in the car. That's my time with the Lord. When I drive, I listen to the right voices that edify my life. I don't listen to music, not because I don't like it. I do enjoy music, but I enjoy more learning and growing because I don't want to drift. And music can be so enjoyable, entertaining, that eventually, in one way or another, I'll start drifting. So I much rather be growing, learning, and I do enjoy it. Sometimes, at the beginning, it used to be a little boring. Man, am I going to listen to this stuff again? Am I going to again? But it was a rule. Yes. Gabriel, that's your rule. Okay, I followed the rule. I played the audios. I listened to the voices when I didn't want to, especially when I didn't want to. And eventually, I became a student of the teachings. And I want more. And now it's not boring. I actually look forward to it. When I walk, I don't listen to music. I listen to the voices. Voices like the ProActivators. Voices that are going to enhance my life, that are going to edify my life and the people around me. I listen to those voices, and that's all I do. I'm working on my mind constantly. Constantly. My mindset is always moving forward. It doesn't take a break. Oh, let me listen to this nice tunes. No, I'm sorry. That's just not me anymore. And I enjoy it. What else? With my family. With my family, I spend time with them. I spend time with my kids, with my wife. We eat together as a family. We have family meetings every Saturday. And we talk about things that are important. And that is how I spend my time with my family to grow my relationships. I talk to my dad. And I'm in constant conversations with the people that are close to me. We talk about difficult things. We talk about things that are not so difficult. Funny things. In my faith, I also go to church. And I spend my time there to go to worship with my family. We raise our hands and we love on our Lord as a family. The budget, we do a budget with the family so that they can learn that money needs to be managed. So yes, my friends, that's how I spend my time. And there's a few more things, though things that I eat. Not perfect, but I can assure you that I make a good effort into eating whole foods that are going to edify me, that are going to make me strong, give me the energy that I need for all the activities that I do physically and mentally. There's a lot of things that I can tell you in regards to focus, but there's little time. And I know that I'll see you guys in another episode. But for now, we have to end the drifting, my friends. Time and time again, end the drift. Reroute. Redirect. Be aware. Have the rules. Position yourself with people around you that are going to keep you on route, that are going to keep you in line, reaching for your goals, achieving what you want to achieve, and not allowing life to just take you wherever it wants to take you. Be a ProActivator. Thank you so much. I would ask you to share this to somebody who needs to hear it right now so that you won't forget. Also, subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't done so. And I will see you next time.